compilation to work to be considered to identify the 12 worst companies to work for. 24/7 Wall Street independently examined employee reviews on Glassdoor. This is not a Glassdoor.com commissioned report. To be considered, a company needed to have a minimum of 1,000 reviews, be currently operating and based in the United States. Employee counts are from the most recent financial documents for each company. For subsidiaries, headcounts for the parent company were used. Here are the top 12, or the bottom 12, the 12 worst companies to work for as compiled by 24/7 Wall Street and Glassdoor.com as listed here on MSN.com. Going from number 12 to number 1, one being the absolute worst as rated by these companies' own employees. You may want to consider, if you're looking for employment, you may want to consider possibly not working for these companies. Some of them you will know readily. Some of them you may not know so readily. Some of them I can see this happening, and there are some here that I was kind of surprised to see on this list. But nevertheless, going from number 12 to number 1, again, 1 being the absolute worst as rated by 24/7 Wall Street and Glassdoor.com as listed on MSN.com. Number 12, CVS. Yes, that CVS, drugstore chain. Number 11, I guess, Computer Sciences Corporation. Now, I'm not familiar with what they do, and the story does tell you what they do, but we won't get into that at the moment. Then you have number 10, a surprise for me. Obviously not a surprise for people who are employed here, but I was kind of shocked to see them in this list, or on this list. Dollar General. Interesting. Looks like it's coming in at number 9 is Ross Stores. They're a department store chain. Looks like number 8, another kind of a surprise for me here. Dish Network, one of the satellite companies, Dish. Now, just to let you know, DirecTV is not on this list of 12 worst to work for, but Dish is. Interesting. The next one is AECOM, or AECOM. Again, not sure, never heard of them before, don't know what they do. Next on the list is Sears. Now, I'm not surprised to see that because I know quite a few people who have worked or do work for Sears, and they're not very happy over there. Sears, I guess, has a number of financial issues that they're trying to overcome. The next one is a company that seems to be on this list, seems to be on the list, off the list, on the list, quite frequently, on and off. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with Xerox. People, if especially an office, products company, people know Xerox very well. Back into the retail realm in the malls is Forever 21. I don't shop there. It's for I guess it's for tweens and teens and young women. Thus Forever 21. I don't. So I wouldn't. I've never been in I've passed by the stores on the outside in some malls, but I don't know what they have in there because I've never been in a store. But it looks very glitzy and glamorous and that type of thing. So you'd think it would probably be fun to work for, but evidently not. But coming in at number 3 is Kmart. Now, understand Kmart and Sears are part of the same corporate juggernaut. Again, I'm not very surprised to see Kmart on the list because, again, they've been having some financial difficulties. And I hope they make it through because, everybody remembers the good old days of Kmart and the good old days of Sears. I'm still a huge Sears fan, with their Craftsman tools. Love Craftsman tools. One of the first tool companies that had a lifetime warranty on tools. They've always been good to me. Just saying, not endorsing, just saying that I have a lot of Craftsman tools. And then you can now you can get them at Kmart too. Excuse me, which is really kind of weird. Number 2, a venerable department store by the name of Dillard's. Now again, this is a store I've heard a lot about, but I have never shopped or been in. I don't even know where there is a Dillard's. Tell you the truth, I don't know where there is one. But hey, it's number 2 on the list. And number 1, the worst company to work for, as compiled by 24/7 Wall Street and Glassdoor.com, is Express Scripts. They're they're involved in the healthcare industry. I was kind of surprised to see a healthcare company. Yeah, but I guess the top in the list and the bottom of the list is 2 healthcare companies. You got CVS at one end and of the worst, and Express Scripts at the other end of the worst. So, I don't. Maybe that has something to do with Obamacare. I don't know. But thank you very much for putting healthcare companies out there to be some of the worst to work for in the United States. That is just too bad and too sad. So if you are looking for new employment, you may want to think twice, depending on what your position is or what type of position you're looking for, before going to work for one of those 12 companies. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't be turned around. And who knows? Maybe if you did go to work there, you'd help them turn around and make it one of the best places to work for. There's always that sort of optimism. I like optimism. Here's something from the New York Post, which I don't often bring up because it's the New York Post. I'm not a huge New York Post fan, but this was a story that came across my newsfeed, and I had to just say, "What? What? Really? Are they really going to go there?" And yeah, they went there. This has to do with legendary NFL quarterback and future Hall of Famer Brett Favre. I just like saying Favre. Brett Favre. I know it sounds kind of cool. Just say Favre. Brett Favre makes the ESPYs uncomfortable for everyone. And I'm like, what the hell could Brett Favre do to make the ESPYs uncomfortable for people? Well, lo and behold, it had something to do with Bruce, a.k.a. Caitlyn Jenner. Now, this is a story from the New York Post. Wednesday may have been Caitlyn Jenner's big night, but Brett Favre's string of bizarre behavior may have unfortunately stolen the show. Bizarre behavior. Now, the former NFL pros raised more than a few eyebrows during his appearance at the annual ESPY Awards before taking a seat inside the Nokia Theater in L.A. Favre presented the award for Best NFL Player to Aaron Rodgers. But instead of handing the trophy over gracefully to his Packers QB successor, with whom he has maintained a somewhat tense relationship, Favre nearly wipes out while trying to collect the prize from the ground. Now, why would somebody do that? If they know that there's tension between the two, why would you put him... I don't even know why he would have agreed to do it, but I don't know why, but I guess he tried to have a little bit of class, and whatever the tension was, he just couldn't pull it off. But he flips from, so the story continues, he flips from happy-go-lucky to stone-faced, just as Jenner makes his way to the stage, but they didn't say his, they actually said her, I say his way to the stage to accept the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage As the audience erupts with applause, the camera pans over to Favre as he claps slowly before rubbing his hands together. Now, why would they even be panning over to Favre in the first place? Do they know ahead of time that he's not very thrilled with Jenner getting this award? I'm not very thrilled with Jenner getting that award, and I've stated it just as much, that Arthur Ashe would be rolling in his grave right now over this. Now, it didn't take long for Jen Sturger, the former Jets game day host who famously received a handful of sex texts or sexts from Favre back in 2010, to take the first swipe. You know what I say? You go, Favre. If you're not all that, why should you? Look, he's not being phony, at least. He's like, oh, yeah, whatever. Great, yeah. I would have, if I was there, I would have did I wouldn't even have clapped. Tell you the truth. I would have just, I would have done the same thing as Favre. I mean, really? We're gonna start dissing this guy because he wasn't happy-go-lucky about two people that he probably doesn't think very highly of. And that made the entire ESPY Awards uncomfy. That made, and Jen Sturger had to tweet. She put up a tweet, it looks like, saying, "Welcome to my world" at Caitlyn Jenner. And now there is an emoticon. There's two emoticons after this, and it's the yellow face. It's not happy. It's like squinting, squeamish, like, oh, with a gun pointing towards its head. Now, how many times? It's a gun. I don't know. Well, it's a gun, and it's gotten over 1,300 retweets, and nearly 1,500 favorites. I mean, it's a gun pointing at emoticon's head. Now, if Jen Sturger were a Republican who did that, there would be hell to pay. If Bruce Jenner had posted that type of tweet, there'd be hell to pay. But she can get away with it, I guess, because, she, after all, she's, hey, welcome to my world, Caitlyn. Because Favre isn't a fan of Caitlyn Jenner. I got to tell you, I'm not a huge fan of Caitlyn Jenner either, or Bruce. But, it is what it is. And, well, folks, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, because we're out of broadcast time for tonight and for the week. We will be back here live on Monday, so don't miss out. Got some possible good announcement stuff coming up. Until then, I'm Rod Eccles. This has been the Rod Eccles Show. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. Enjoy your freedom while you got it. I'm out.